Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a completely universal and, let's be real, an incredibly frustrating phenomenon. We're talking about why exactly your brain replays embarrassing moments at night.
So, picture this, right? It's 2 a.m., you're completely alone, the house is pitch black, and the world outside is just totally calm. You were asleep, or maybe you were just drifting off peacefully. So, why are you suddenly wide awake, just staring directly at the ceiling? Well, it's probably because your brain just remembered something utterly embarrassing you did, like 5 years ago. You know the exact moment I'm talking about. Maybe you enthusiastically waved back at someone who was definitely waving at the person behind you. Or, yikes, maybe you called your boss mom. It's absolutely absurd that our brains choose to agonize over some minor faux pas from half a decade ago, but it happens to literally all of us. Section 1. The 2 a.m. cringe. Why do these memories resurface? Think about it. During the day, your mind is just bombarded with tasks, screens, conversations, the whole shebang. But at 2 a.m., you're entirely alone. Your brain suddenly lacks all those immediate external distractions. And the human brain, well, it absolutely hates a vacuum. Without that external stimuli, the brain turns inward. Just to seek stimulation, it starts digging deep into its own archives, pulling up past experiences just to have something, honestly anything, to process. Moving on to Section 2, the brain and emotional memories and why embarrassment sticks. The absolutely crucial point here is that emotional memories are stronger memories. When you do something genuinely embarrassing, your body reacts intensely, right? You flush, your heart races, and inside the brain, your amygdala, that's your emotional processing center, treats that intense feeling like a literal permanent marker. It ensures that that specific, highly charged emotional event is saved way more securely in your memory than, say, just a mundane Tuesday afternoon where absolutely nothing happened. Let's hit Section 3, the cycle of rumination, or getting stuck on replay. This trap we fall into, it's called rumination. That's the act of continuously replaying a negative, distressing, or embarrassing past experience in a repetitive thought loop. And this right here is the exact engine of your overthinking. It's what keeps your mind racing at night. You aren't just remembering the event once. Rumination actually takes over and forces you to watch the cringe unfold on an endless loop from every possible angle, which totally prevents your brain from settling back into sleep. Which brings us to Section 4, the spotlight effect, our much-needed reality check. Now, if you suffer from this 2 a.m. anxiety, take a deep breath. Understanding this cognitive bias is basically your key to relief. The spotlight effect is a psychological bias where we firmly believe other people are paying much more attention to our actions and mistakes than they actually are. When we do something embarrassing, we literally feel like there's a blinding theatrical spotlight shining directly on us. It perfectly explains why that 5-year-old memory feels so massive and catastrophic to you, but honestly, it likely meant absolutely nothing to anyone else in the room. All right, Section 5, why they already forgot, and escaping the spotlight. See, there's a huge disparity in our perspectives. On one hand, you have your memory of the event. It's vivid, it's intense, it feels like it literally just happened yesterday. But for the other people involved, their memory of it is practically blank. And why is that? Well, because everyone is the main character in their own story, dealing with their very own spotlight effect. So while you're agonizing over what you did half a decade ago, they erased it from their brain completely. Because you guessed it, they were simply too busy worrying about themselves. Finally, Section 6. How to stop replaying and actually take control of the past. Okay, it's time to put this into action. Step 1, catch the loop. The very moment that rumination starts, just acknowledge that your brain is simply seeking stimulation because your environment is quiet. Step 2, remember the spotlight effect. Remind yourself that absolutely no one else is thinking about this moment right now. And step 3, redirect your focus. Bring your attention gently back to the present, to the quiet room you're in, and to your breathing. By using these specific strategies, you can short-circuit that overthinking brain, stop the cycle dead in its tracks, and finally, hopefully, fall back asleep. So, I want to leave you with one final super liberating thought. If they've already forgotten about it, isn't it time you did too? Give yourself permission to stop obsessing over the past and just fully let go of that embarrassment. You've got the tools now. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and hey, here's to a peaceful, completely cringe-free night's sleep.